Hey, what's going on YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Now in today's video, we're taking a look at the top SMGs in Warzone. Now the SMGs I'm basically recommending you guys are going to be the number one pick like weapons right now. I'm just gonna let you guys know. These are some good SMGs that I got you guys in today's video that you guys are going to be seeing a lot of people been rocking right now until probably season 2, which we're probably going to see like a new meta shift. But I mean, hey, any SMG you guys can use at this time, and especially in today's video, I got the number one pick guns right now for you. Now before we start right today's loadout for them as well, drop a like, hit the subscribe if you guys are brand new, and don't forget to leave a comment down below of some guns you guys don't see in today's video that you guys want to see in the next video as well. And make sure you guys do hit that bell icon for the brand new videos always be coming on the channel. Now let's hop right into today's loadout for them. Alright you guys, so the first gun we're going to be talking about, of course, is the MP40. Now everybody likes the MP40, but it's always like the perfect setup that always comes down to this gun. I've been seeing like a lot of people be rocking like the wrong setup for the MP40s, but I mean, hey, if you guys just want the best of the best, man, this is by far like the number one pro player. Well, not really a pro player, but kind of like the best setup for this gun. So, number one attachment is going to be your recoil booster for your plus fire rate. The barrel, 100% is going to be the first barrel, which actually does help us with your highly accuracy and control, and reduce the sway while aiming down sight speed. For the optic, this is really just up to you guys, but of course, to me, I just like the ISO 2M. I do feel like you guys can see a little bit more than with the ISO 1, which is kind of like a little bit zoomed in. I don't know, man. Something about the ISO 1 or 2, man. Let me know down in the comment section below right now which gun, well, not gun, but which optic do you guys rather prefer, the ISO 1 or the ISO 2, man. For the stock itself, I just like to remove stock. I do feel like you get us a little bit of a plus movement speed besides the first one, which is the folding, which you guys said you do get us a sprint to fire plus movement speed, but I don't know, man. I just feel like the remove stock gives you like a little bit more boost to it, and it feels like it's a little bit more manageable than it actually is with the folding stock. For the perks, of course, I got is a brace. I do feel like the brace perk is a little bit going to be the best perk out of the MP40 category. And of course, you guys want to plus movement speed itself, use quick. By far, it's one of the best second perks that you do rock for this one. Rear grip, this is really just up to you guys, but I rather just prefer this the fabric grip, where actually just helps with your aiming down sight speed, your hip fire, and of course for the magazine, you guys want to rock is the Grenko 45 round mag, which actually does help us with your plus fire rate, ADS speed, movement speed, recoil control, incendiary rounds, of course for your ammunition. And for the underbarrel, of course, this is by far is one of the best underbarrels, unless you guys just like is your plus is your sprint to fire, but I just rather just prefer it is of course the hand stop for your recoil control and your accuracy, which actually just kind of helps with your long distance range fights with the MP40 as well. Okay guys, so the second gun we're going to be talking about, of course, is the Bullfrog. Now this is somewhat of a good gun still, even after like the integration of like the Vanguard guns came into the game. The Bullfrog is still a viable and usable gun, and I do think the Bullfrog might actually be making its return. I've seen a lot of people, even like the low skill player people, been rocking this the Bullfrog lately, and it still actually does hit the same. Now it's all about the perfect setup out of it. Now of course for the muzzle, 100% I would recommend this rocking Screw Suppressor for your vertical recoil control, bullet velocity, and your efficient damage range. Kind of helps with the long range fights, and especially is the best barrel to rock for all the SMGs is of course is the Task Force barrel with your efficient damage range, bullet velocity, and of course it does help us with your straight speed. If you guys just know how to have us like a little bit movement with the SMGs. Now the stock, this is really just up to you guys, but of course a lot of people would still say is of course is rocking your skeletal stock, but I feel like if you guys just want like a manageable, and especially for like a lot of the movement speed itself, I will 100% say is just rocking your Spanax PKM stock. Now this actually does help out with like a lot of the SMGs for the category. Now it all depends about how the gun and how the movement is with it, but the Bullfrog for itself, it has like a lot of good mobility for the gun, and it actually does help us with your fire movement speed, your aim and walk movement speed, and your ADS speed, fire movement speed. The magazine, you really don't need a magazine itself because the standard magazine itself is of course it's 50, but of course I just like to have it's like a lot of like good reload, especially like quick engagement so itself. So I can kind of just say it's of course just rockets like a fast mag itself. You really don't need a rockets like no speed loader because it does actually have a penalty of your ADS speed. That's what really just mostly Cold War guns. Anything that has like a penalty for your ADS speed is really a true factor in that. You guys do lose a lot of ADS speed with most of these guns. Now the underbarrel itself, this is really just up to you guys, but I would still rather prefer is of course a bruiser grip, where actually just helps with your movement speed and your hip fire accuracy. Anything that's dealing with up close range fights or just getting out of like tough situations, man, the bruiser grip is by far like one of the most helpful things that actually does come down to like the Cold War SMGs. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so our third selection we have is of course is the OTS9. Now the OTS9, even after the update of like the Vanguard guns, man, the OTS9 is still good. Now, can I say, can it compete with the MP40? By far, no, because of the whole incendiary rounds with it. But I mean, hey, if you guys still want to know, it's like what the best OTS9 class up, here it is for you. So, of course, for the muzzle, still is a goose suppressor. By far, still one of the best muzzles for it. For the best barrel, Task Force barrel, 100%. The Spetsnaz. Now, this is really just up to you guys, but of course, I can say for the OTS9, you can either use this Spetsnaz stock, or you guys want to rock as a skeletal stock. Now, the OTS9, in my preference, I can say rock as a skeletal stock, but I mean, hey, these by far is one of the best 2 stocks that you do rock for it. Or if you guys don't want none of the little bonus for it, you can just rock as just a no stock. I do say that the no stock is a little bit helpful, but I mean, hey, you guys just still want like more of your bonus, man, to like most of your guns. Now, the rear grip, this is up to you guys, but I can 100% say the serpent wrap is of course like one of the best things for the OTS9. Now, before, the OTS9 did have like no type of penalties, even with the fast mag itself, but I mean, you really don't see none of like the ADS speed losing with using like a fast round mag. So I mean, the best thing I can 100% say is the 40 round fast mag is still one of the best things to do rock for the OTS9. Alright, the next gun on the list, we're gonna be talking about the Lapa. Now, I really don't see the Lapa as like that, but I mean, hey, a lot of people been talking about how good the Lapa has been lately. So here's a perfect setup for this Lapa. Now, I did try out the Lapa the other day. You guys of course seen it in my top 5 intro. It was pretty much good. Now, this is a setup I 100% do recommend for you guys. Now, for the 100% for the muzzle, AC suppressor helps with a lot of the damage range. For the barrel, by far, this is the best barrel to 100% do rock for the Lapa. Now, there's really no other good barrel besides like your BR Compact, but you are losing is your plus fire rate. So I can 100% say, if you guys don't want no lose of your fire rate, no lose of your damage, none of that stuff is, yo, I'm just saying, man, just rock it is your MO3 reinforced barrel, which actually just helps with your plus fire rate, your efficient damage range, and of course for the cons itself, just don't worry about that, because everything for your pros will help it out a lot. Now, for the optic, this is really just up to you guys, because the iron sights is a little bit kind of like smushed in. I will 100% just say just rock as a Microflex LED. It will help to see for a lot for like your visual itself. So just rock that. You guys will actually notice a big difference with it just without its iron sights. Rear grip, I 100% say is rock as your serpent wrap for your ADS speed. Don't worry about your sprint to fire, because your sprint to fire is of course not really necessary for a lot of the SMGs, and of course for the magazine itself, just rock as a standard 50 round drum mag. Okay guys, and our final gun we're going to be talking about is of course is the Weld gun. Now, the Weld gun, in my opinion, is a really good gun. Now, can it actually compete with the MP40? Maybe, but I mean, hey, we will see in the nearest update in the latest future if they ever gonna give this gun a buff or nerf, or they might actually nerf the MP40. We just gotta see. But of course, this is by far one of the best setups to do rock for the Weld gun. Of course, for your muzzle, still rock your recoil booster for your plus fire rate. There's really no need for no barrel for it, because the barrel itself, now besides if you guys just want to rock, of course it's your gun short, but you are losing a little bit of your accuracy, your damage, your sprint to fire, and your horizontal recoil control. Do I say it's worth it? I mean, it's up to you guys if you guys want to rock a barrel for this one. Now, this of course is a good barrel for up close range fights, but you still lose your damage for it as well. So I wouldn't really necessarily just rock that, because I'm gonna show you guys another good way to actually have it's like a plus fire rate for itself. Now, the optic, this is really just up to you guys. But of course, for the Weld gun itself, I would kind of recommend it's rocking is go use your 9 model 47. You guys can actually rock your slight reflector, but a lot of people say that the slight reflector feels like it's a little bit zoomed in. I don't know. It's just some people say it is. I don't know. I really don't notice a difference. But I mean, just rock whatever type of optics you guys want to rock for this one. For the stock, I can 100% just say it's rock your Gwenin S Custom, which actually just helps with your plus hip fire speed. And of course, actually does help us with your movement speed itself. For the perks, I can 100% say just rock your Acrobat perk. This is by far like one of the best perks to do rock for the Weld gun itself, which actually does help with your movement speed and your sprint movement speed itself. None of these other ones actually kind of does help besides like gun ho, but I mean, you really don't need gun ho for like any of these Vanguard weapons itself. So I can 100% say rock this one. It's by far one of the best perks. Perk 2 score is going to be quick. Rear grip is going to be some fabric grip. Magazine, this is where I can say it actually helps out with the barrel, which actually just helps with your plus recoil control, your accuracy, your movement speed, and of course this helps with your plus fire rate. Don't worry about the damage itself, because like I said, everything for the damage may seem a little bit odd, but I mean, it's all about how you hit your shots too as well, if you know how to control the gun. On the best, of course, going to be a hand stop for your recoil control and accuracy, and of course for the ammunition, it's going to be a center around damage. So here you guys go, man. The best SMG class up at this time. I hope you guys did enjoy today's video of the guns I did recommend. If you guys want to see any of the guns that you guys didn't see in today's video, man, leave it down in the comment section below. But as always, enjoy the rest of the guy's day.